Hey, what's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all you people who are watching this podcast, especially if you're watching the replay. So, first and foremost, when it comes to this podcast, I welcome you guys to the Mindful Monday Community Conversations. This is a podcast for anyone to really just have like a mindful conversations about anything that you're passionate about or anything in particular when it comes to with mindfulness and other topics too, wellness, relationships, spirituality, all those sorts of things too, because everything is really connected if you really just sit with that and think about that too, or feel about that as well. And the second thing I want to mention to you guys also, if you guys could hear me, if you guys could see me too when it comes to with my camera and with my microphone also too, I just really want to let you know about that. So feel free to let me know, especially if you're watching this podcast on the replay too. So big shout out to all the people who are watching this, to my subscribers, and to the people who follow me on social media. In any social media platform, it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be, TikTok, it could be X or YouTube, right? So when it comes to with that, and I appreciate you for all the support and love, appreciation. Even if you guys don't have the time to do that, if you guys are busy, just doing what you need to do, or if you're just focusing on other goals too that you want to do for yourself, which I totally respect and everything else. So that's just it too when it comes to with that. And sorry for my throat too. Forgive me for that. I was just trying to clear that up. So, but for those who don't know me and for those who are curious, like, who is this guy? It's just when it comes to with that. My name is James Harris. Some of you guys know me as, Holistic Gaming on my other YouTube channel, Agent J on Justice's channel too, or even just with Somatic Healer too, if you've seen that kind of profile on social media. So if you guys seen that, I'm coming out of the, social media closet per se too, when it comes to with that. But in all seriousness though, when it comes to with that, and especially for those who are just watching this live and for those who are watching the replay, the things that I'm doing on social media, it's just, not just for myself, obviously, even though I should do that, when it comes to it myself, but also deep down, I just love to entertain and to help people too when it comes to with that. And I really have this deep feeling that I need to, that's like my calling too, when it comes to with my purpose in life and what I'm born and what I'm created for too, with God and the universe and all that too. So for those who are on different spiritual paths and or paths, as to say too, if I'm saying that correctly, or spiritual journeys too, you guys are always welcomed here. And just also too, just to really have your own opinion and really just form your own feelings and opinions and thoughts about certain things, what I'm about to share, and especially with other people too, and with yourself also, because when it comes to with this platform and really just building a community too of people who want to support each other and support me and supporting our environment too, or just supporting each other in general, it's really good to really just form our own opinions, our own feelings and thoughts, perspectives, values when it comes to it that in a really healthy way. So that's pretty much I'm trying to put that message out there too when it comes to with any kind of social media platform that I'm on, because there are some extremes out there too, especially when it comes to with certain things that are political, spiritual, intimate, and all that. And when it comes to with that, it's good to really just find that middle ground to where it's not so crazy on one side or the other when it comes to with that. So I just really want to, express that too for anyone who's just watching this podcast. So anyways, I'm gonna get down to business when it comes to with that, and especially when it comes to with the topic of today's podcast. And I put like I should say like a voting thing too for people who want to experience certain things. But like for me personally too, I'm just saying this. You guys could totally feel how you feel and with your thoughts and your opinions on certain things. It's just like, today I just really want to talk about the nervous system, with you guys too, and especially for those who are in a wellness lifestyle or practice wellness activities and lifestyles on a daily basis. And especially for those who are in those kind of categories too, or just curious and just like to dabble in it in your every now and then, which is totally fine. You guys are always welcome here too. So I just really want to talk about the nervous system too and how you can really just liberate that. And especially nowadays too, how things are, crazy, chaotic, with inflation in certain places like in the US. And just like with other places too, it's like it's a lot of crazy stuff out there. I can only speak for my own environment where I'm from and what I'm experiencing. But when it comes to with the nervous system, and for those who are listening to this, it's just really, our nervous system is really precious if you really just think about it, because it really affects our decision making, what we sense too with our environments, especially not just with our environments, but also with ourselves for like especially and with other people that we deal with. It could be with our acquaintances, people we work with. It could be with our friends. It could be with our family, and definitely with romantic partners too. So when it comes to with that, and for those who are just watching this podcast, our nervous system is really precious, and we go, with human beings too, and just like how you want to just, see this or feel about this too in your own perspective. We're all like unique beings, but also we're complicated at the same time because we're not perfect. And, that's rightfully so. I mean, when it comes to with human beings, some of us are really good people and some of us are weird, some of us are shitty. You get the gist of it too when it comes to with people in general. It's like, oof, you don't know where to sum it up in one word when it comes to with human beings because we come in so many variations of ourselves too. It's where we just like, huh, that person is that way or this way or something like that too. But getting back to the topic at hand when it comes to with our nervous system and especially with that too, and it's just like with how it affects our decision making and everything else too. It's just really important to really just, recognize our own nervous system and to really just liberate that in a really powerful way. And especially in our own way too because with me as a life coach and even as like a I don't know how I want to say this to you. I don't want to say like wellness influencer. I just really want to just help people hold space for them when it comes to with their own spiritual journey and all that. And especially as a life coach, yeah, I'll just say that as a life coach and a content creator too. I just want to hold space for people and provide them really quality content and services that can really help them in their wellness journey too. And especially when it comes to just really figuring things out with other people, with themselves, with their environment, using certain tools, plant remedies, or anything like that too from nature can really just be helpful. And I can really just hold space for people to really just do that. And also too, to really just, teach them some skills, how to really um, just shift things around in their mind too, or really just go deep within their body too, or even just having some powerful connections with other people, with themselves, and and in general too, because relationships are life. If you really just think, really just break it down, not just like with other people, romantically, or family, or with friends, or with acquaintances, but also with ourselves and with our environment too. So, like, if you really just sit with that, just relationships are life in general, and it's really good to really just recognizing that in our own way, but also too when it comes to with our nervous system just really doing our best to support that and liberate that too. So bear with me too. Sometimes, like if my camera freezes, that's just my computer. I'm not sure what's up with that, but it keeps on doing that. I might have to. I'm not sure if I need to clear out my cache when it comes to with that. So let me see if that'll work. If it'll, let's see. Brace yourself. There we go. So sorry about that. But getting back to the topic too, when it comes to with our minds, and especially when it comes to with this actual fact, our minds are the most influential part of our bodies. When it comes to with what we sense, what we see, how we perceive things, make decisions, and especially when it comes to with that on a daily basis. When we wake up and when we the first thing that we do, we grab our phone or if we grab our water cup or if we go to the bathroom or we do anything too when it comes to with that. And especially for those who are just really curious about the nervous system too and passionate about that too. I'm on the same boat too. And I was really talking with some friends of mine too, really good friends of mine about the nervous system, and they really drop some really good knowledge too. I'm not going to mention their names just because I value their privacy, and rightfully so. But really just explaining that too when it comes to the nervous system, and just really doing our best to liberate that too. I don't know why I'm getting this kind of like message is saying to liberate the nervous system, because it's good to regulate that. That's totally cool. But when it comes to liberating your own nervous system, especially when it comes to with just making the best decisions for ourselves, on a daily basis, when it comes to for our overall health, is really powerful. And especially if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're straight, if you're gay, bisexual, black or white, Mexican, Italian, etc. All over wherever you are, all over the globe too, or in the universe. I'm just putting it out there. It's really good to really just support our own nervous system, and especially when it comes to for our own well-being. Because sometimes too, we can might have like the most shittiest days, like rather we so say for example, like with me, like I usually get like a check every month because with my disability, mentally or something too. Even though I'm not physically disabled, I want to just put myself out there as a life coach and entrepreneur. But at the same time, I got like debt to pay and stuff to pay out too. And then it's like my check comes and it goes so quickly. It's like, what the hell? Like you trying to save up money to do the right things, support myself and my family, but also too, it's like damn, that just puts like a shock to your system. And if you guys can relate to that, you guys are more than welcome to comment. But when it comes to with that example, it's just like, oh shit, like even if you do your best to cut out things that you don't need financially, just like certain services or anything like that, but still it's just like, money comes in, money comes out. It's like, damn, do I have anything just to support myself? It's just crazy. And really just putting yourself out there too as like a life coach and an entrepreneur too, or wellness entrepreneur, just speaking for myself, obviously. And as an example, and it's just like, damn, it really just makes my nervous system kind of like over stress. And it's just like when it comes to with that, it's just dealing with that too. It can really just be overwhelming. And it's really good to just really recognize that too when it comes to with our nervous system, because you, you never know what people are going through too, financially, spiritually, emotionally, or anything too. And it's just when it comes to with our own nervous system, especially, in our own wellness journey, it's really good to really just recognize how we can really just liberate that. Even if we have to just like do the simplest things on a regular basis just to liberate that, not beating ourselves up if we make a mistake, or just like in general, just doing our best to liberate our own nervous system and really just recognizing how we can really just do that and really just doing our best to make the best decisions for our overall well-being, and really just noticing things too that are out of whack. It can not just be from ourselves. If we're noticing that we're doing something silly or stupid, it's like, you're gonna fuck around and find out, obviously. But when it comes to with like, noticing about other people that, that's like a red flag, or even just like in your environment too, just really noticing how your nervous system feels too when it comes to with that, because our nervous system is, it really affects our decisions, and really when it comes to with our senses too. And it's really good to do our best to liberate that. I kind of sound like a broken record saying this, but I just really want to put this out there for anyone who's just listening, and especially for those who are listening, and watching a replay too of this podcast, just to do your best to liberate your nervous system. I mean, when it comes to with that, and especially, when it comes to with our own well-being, I don't want to tell you how you should really just live and make decisions and all that. I just really want to hold space for you guys to really just, learn a new perspective, or even just like learn how to really just liberate your nervous system the best way that you can too. And especially just noticing that as well within yourself as a human being, as a however you want to identify yourself to, as a man, as a woman, content creator, wellness influencer, you name it. So when it comes to with that, and Especially how you not only to liberate your nervous system, but also to really just bring compassion towards your nervous system too. And what this is like the cool thing about mindfulness too, and just really, you know, learning about that too. It's just like you can't get it wrong. And it's just like sometimes too, when it comes to like how certain people tend to instruct people how you should do it this way or that way. But also too, when it comes to with that, it's really good to really have your own experience when it comes to just liberating your nervous system or your own nervous system, when it comes to with that. So just really recognizing that too when it comes to with who you are and just with the rain meditation too. And shout out to Tara Rock when it comes to with creating this kind of form of meditation or just like activity in general too. It's just like you can't get it wrong. You can practice it however it really just feels right to you, especially for your own nervous system. And just really doing your best to really just practicing that. And especially for those who are just going through certain stuff or just really recognizing that feels doesn't feel right or doesn't or does feel right or whatever that may be. I don't know. It's just when it comes to with our nervous system and how you can really just liberate that. Even just doing our best to really just making one healthiest simple decision and to really just help you throughout the day can really just be powerful itself. So I just really want to express that with you guys too, and especially for those who are just listening and watching this podcast too, or even watching this podcast on a replay. And just like how you can really just practice rain, just really taking the time for yourself to recognize what's going on within you. Just really, it could be just by sitting on your chair or on the floor, or even just like, having some moments for yourself too, to really just recognize what's going on within you with your nervous system. And it's really allowing to feel what you're feeling without having to just like judge it or just really overthink it too. Just really surrendering to that present moment to really allow what's happening right now too. And just really allowing that too when it comes to with the A part of brain too, because recognizing is powerful too, but allowing to feel what you're feeling right now with your own nervous system can really just be the most powerful thing, even if it feels like shit sometimes. I mean, I have moments where it's just like, I feel like shit sometimes, but it's just like I'm not like beating myself up about it and just really being in denial. It's like I'm just allowing to feel how you're feeling right now. And it's really powerful to really just experience that for yourself too. Really having your own experience in general. And when it comes to with investigating too, the I part of brain too, it's just when it comes to with, you know, investigate and just really, noticing what's going on too, like any sensations within your body, any like kind of like movements that you're doing too, or just actions that you're taking to just really recognizing or investigating, what's going on too. So just really taking notice of that as well when it comes to with your own nervous system and just really, doing that. Not to say like you have to be like Sherlock Holmes or Bruce Wayne or Batman, I should say too, but really just investigate that to really just noticing why you're feeling those sensations and feelings and thoughts when it comes to with yourself and especially with your own nervous system too. And with the last part of ring two, the end part, which is all about nurturing, that this is the part where when it comes to with just like bringing that nurturing energy towards you, and especially when it comes to just like how can I, really bring that nurturing energy towards, my own nervous system, towards myself in general, especially when we're recognizing what's going on, allowing to feel how you're feeling, investigating that too, learning why it's happening, and also to really just bringing that nurturing energy when it comes to with that. And so when it comes to nurturing, it doesn't really have to be like a sitting cross legged in meditation form, even though that's, a really cool way to do it. But it's kind of like you could really just sit on your chair and just like, maybe I could really bring some nurturing energy just by doing some EFT tapping or just simply doing some breath work or just really with anything that can help you to really just liberate your nervous system and how you can really just do that for yourself. And especially, if you're going through certain things, it can be stressful, it can be challenging, or whatever too in your environment, whether you're working or with your family, or just like in general too, especially if you're a man as well. Because, with me being a man and a black man at that, it's like, damn, it's like you get one short stick in the other. And it's like your nervous system can really just be overwhelmed just by being in fight or flight. You have to look out for certain people trying to jack you, wonder where you're from and all that shit, or cops trying to chase you down and all that shit. It can really just be overwhelming. But when you take the time to really just be with yourself, having those moments for yourself, or it's those peaceful moments for yourself to really just liberate your nervous system, to really just take some moments for yourself to recognize what's going on, allow to feel what you're feeling, and to investigate that, really just taking note of that, and really just bringing that nurturing, compassionate energy towards you can be the most powerful thing ever. So, when it comes to with that, and especially for those who are watching this live and watching a replay too, just really taking the time for yourself to really just do that. And if you want to just do it for like a minute, 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20, 25. I know I'm counting the fives and all that, but I'm just putting that as an example out there too for people who are listening and for those who are into wellness, I should say wellness activities and lifestyles too that can help you to really just liberate your nervous system. Just really practice that in your own way too. Because when it comes to um, with mindfulness, you can't get it wrong. First and foremost, I'm just gonna put that out there, and just not beating yourself up when it comes to if you feel like you get it wrong. It's not the point of that. It's just for you to really just bring more compassion towards yourself, and especially towards your nervous system too. So I just really want to put that out there for anyone who's just listening to this, whether you're a man, if you're a woman, straight or gay, black or white, etc. When it comes to with your own nervous system, doing your best to liberate that and really just doing that in your own way to really just liberate your nervous system and to really just, recognizing what's going on within and to really just nurture yourself and bring more compassion can be the most wonderful thing ever. So I just really want to mention that. And shout out to my friend at my own pace. What's good? What's good? Thank you for being here. And she says, very informative and useful. Thank you. I appreciate that. When it comes to with this information, and especially for those who are listening and watching replay too, whether you're just like stumbling upon this podcast for the first time or if you're watching the replay for the second time, however you want to just share your feelings and opinions and thoughts about this too. It's just like with our nervous system, it's really good to really just take care of that because it can really just be overstimulated by a lot of things from people, from our environment, or all the above too. So just really doing our best to really just liberate our own nervous system, especially if you're just going through certain stuff or want to experience stuff or compete with anything. Just really doing your best to liberate your own nervous system to where you can really just bring more compassion towards yourself too as a human being, as an individual, and to really just hold space for yourself to really just to grow and to learn and to really just evolve can be the most powerful thing ever. And especially with me as a coach, I want to help people to really just do that, especially with other wellness modalities too that I'm certified in and have experience with as well. So when it comes to with that, and especially for those who have their own opinion and or I should say their own feelings and opinions and thoughts about mindfulness too, you guys are always welcome to share your perspective on it. Because sometimes too, with me being certified and everything else, I have experience, but also it's really cool that we can really just share differences of opinions and feelings and thoughts about certain things to where we can really just agree to disagree or just agree to agree or whatever. So I just really want to share that with you guys too, especially for those who are just watching this podcast for the first time or for the second time too, and especially during the holiday season too. And when it comes to with that, since this is like the first day of December, it's just like the holiday season can be wonderful and it can be really stressful for a lot of people too. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Sometimes too, it can be like stressful for a lot of people financially, spiritually, intimately too, if people lost somebody in their family, with their friends, romantic partners per se too. And just like for those who are just, going through tough times right now, my heart goes out to you too in a really genuine way, just because I know where you're coming from. And especially when it comes to with that, and I just really want to hold space for you guys too, for those who are going through certain things financially, spiritually, etc., to really just, be open to really just, liberating your own nervous system and to really just doing that in your own way too. So just really doing that for yourself, and especially when it comes to with who you are as a person, you know, however your spiritual path is, or wellness activities and modalities that you practice in, or even lifestyles too that you practice, is just really doing your best to really just liberate your own nervous system, and really just doing that in your own way is the most powerful thing you really do for yourself too. I'm not sure if anyone has mentioned that before or just explained that too, but hopefully you got the gist of what I'm sharing too when it comes to with that, when it comes to liberating your own nervous system. And especially too when it comes to with that, with our minds and with sensing things from our environment, with other people, and within ourselves too, just really doing our best to liberate our own nervous system, to really doing our best to make the healthiest choices when it comes to with ourselves, for our loved ones, in our environment too, to really just be better human beings too, or should I say the healthiest human beings too. So I just really want to address that for those who are just listening and watching this podcast too. And yeah, that's basically I really want to share too. So, oh, also too, when it comes to with that, if any of you guys want like a message for today, I let me see if I could put this down too. So let me see if I could turn. Well, actually, I'm gonna share it in front of my camera. So I know you guys, for those who are into like spiritual and wellness activities, if you love Oracle and tarot cards too, I could pull a message for you guys too. Just like when it comes to just how you can really just liberate your own nervous system if you're open to that. I mean, when it comes to with that, I use these cards honestly just to help people. I'm not trying to be like Mr. Cleo and all that shit too. So it's kind of like, hey, if you like want to like learn to have a message from the divine feminine entities when it comes to with this deck, or if you want a divine masculine message from this deck too when it comes to with that, just to really learn something too in a different perspective, or even just connecting with the angels as well, with Archangel Metatron with this really cool deck as well. Because these decks that I'm using, I have like over, I don't know if I have like 25 decks or 30, but other than that, I think I stopped after I got my Hidden Desires deck too, that I usually use just for entertainment purposes when it comes to with relationships with ourselves and other people, and or all that. So I'm still exploring that deck too. But when it comes to with this other deck too, let me see if I can share that with you guys too. So yeah, again, I'm just gonna share it like one more time to you if you guys ever want like a message to when it comes to what I have the divine feminine, or I should call it the goddesses and sirens deck. It's really connected to the divine feminine energies, or the gods and titans is really connected to the divine masculine energies too. Or if you just want like a Archangel Metatron, that's really connected to the angels too, and everything spiritual. So whatever that floats your boat, or if you want all three, feel free to post your question. The limit that I have too when it comes to with questions, anything that's legal, medical, and political, I'm not going to do. But when it comes to with relationships, spirituality, and I think when it comes to with that too, with certain desires with your career and all that, I could do those too. So that's pretty much too, as it says too in the banner as well. I put it on the banner too so people can really just recognize that too. So wherever that floats your boat when it comes to with that, and just feel free to share. If not, if you guys don't want to, if you guys just love listening or anything like that, I mean, that's totally cool too. I mean, I'm just, honestly, I'm just a content creator that just wants to help people. I'm not trying to like be the most popular content creator out there. I love to entertain and I love to inform people too and hold space for them too to really just grow in their own way in certain wellness activities and lifestyles too. So that's pretty much it when it comes to with that. And yeah, whatever that floats your boat. If you're anyone who's watching this live or for those who are watching a replay, feel free to post your questions. If not, I can just, you know, do a collective reading and then share some offers too that I want to share with you guys too when it comes to with that, certain wellness activities and modalities as well. So wherever that floats your boat, I'll give you guys a few minutes to respond if I see any questions. So let's see. Tick tock, tick tock. Let's see here. So let's see. I don't see any questions yet. So, but hopefully you guys are enjoying the podcast. If you guys, learned something about mindfulness and, how you can really just liberate your own nervous system to where you can really just do that in a really powerful way for yourself too, and putting your own spin to it as well. Feel free to hit, flirt with the like button and really just, hitting the notifications so that way you'll get notified to all the things that I'm doing for this channel, especially if I'm dropping like a short video or a video in general or a reaction video or how to do certain things too. Because, when it comes to with that, just looking at the analytics of my channel, sometimes YouTube has a, you know, weird way, not a weird way. I know nothing against YouTube, but I just like I was looking at my analytics and my channel is like a C minus when it comes to a certain websites, but when it comes to it, that the category of my channel, it's really hard to put it into that because I am really like flexible in certain things. So it's like, what kind of category is this guy? But his channel is growing so far too. So it's like, people like watching his stuff here and there. And it is really cool too. So it's just, I appreciate that. And hopefully I get to the point where I can really just get to like 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 at least too. Not just because I want to get popular, just because I want to just help people too. So I don't want to get like a big head of myself when it comes to with that, because I've seen a lot of content creators just doing some crazy stuff just to get some views, some clicks, some likes. And it's crazy too. I'm not going to go down that path. I'm going to stick to the path that I'm destined to be. And that really just feels, fluent, that's smooth, that's right. And just really go with the flow with that too. So that's pretty much it. So I don't see any questions. So I'm going to switch my camera if you guys could do. I'm going to do that. There we go. So I'm going to post some cards for the collective, especially for December too. So if you guys missed this collective reading, I'm going to do, was it 3 more podcasts too this week. So I do like 4 monthly podcasts too, and an extra one too. I have a guest with me too. So I just really want to address that. And so I'm just gonna pull 3 cards for the collective. And if any of these messages resonate with you guys too, when it comes to with that, just feel free to share your feelings and opinions and thoughts about it too, because your feelings and opinions and thoughts are yours alone, and I'm not gonna judge you on that too. So I just want to hold space for you guys as well. So, the message for December. Anyone who's watching this, let's see what's up for December. What we can learn, what we can experience our own nervous system. Let's explore that. So, for the month of December. What do we have here? First message. Redemption. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is the card of redemption. So I'm going to put that there. So let's see what the next message is. So redemption. Power. That's powerful too. So power. So redemption, power. Let me see if you guys could see that on the screen here too. And then what is the next message for the collective as well? So redemption, power. And let's see what we got next. So let me see if I move this right here. Hope you guys could see the cards too, because usually with my 4K camera that I got like years ago, sometimes it comes in and out of the focus a lot too. So I try to get at an angle to where you guys can really just see everything. So feel free to let me know if you guys could see these messages too. So I'm just really want to address that. So let's see. What's the next message? What do we got here? The void. So powerful stuff here too, for the collective. So if you guys could see this too, if it comes in and out of focus, forgive me on that as well. Just trying to make sure that you guys could see these messages the best way that you can too. So let's see if that'll work. Let me see if I can turn some light here too when it comes to with that. So let me see. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can turn out some lights here too. It might come in and out of focus. Okay, hopefully that's better too. So these are the messages that I pulled for the collective. And for anyone who's just watching this podcast and for those who are watching the replay, feel free to share your feelings and opinions and thoughts about these messages too when it comes to with this podcast. And just like in general too, for those who are watching this on any social media platforms. So when it comes to what the first message is really all about redemption. So just really taking the time for yourself to really just not be so hard on yourself and to really just do your best to go deep within to just really learn from your mistakes and to really just be not so hard on ourselves too, because we're not perfect and we make mistakes, and that's okay if we can really just take the time for ourselves to really just learn from our mistakes, to really just hold ourselves accountable to where we can really just become a better person and to redeem ourselves too. Just really doing your best, going deep within who you are as a person, whether you're a man or a woman, to really just redeem yourself and to really just not be so hard on yourself, to really just, you know, dust yourself off and try again, basically, when it comes to you with this message. And when it comes to what the next message is really all about power. So when it comes to with power, just really using your power in a really healthy way when it comes to with your own strength, influence, or even just with any kind of power that you have in your life as well, whether it be like in a role position or it could be just like physical strength or anything like that too. Just really using your own masculine energy to really just using your power responsibly too. And especially for those who are content creators and wellness influencers or just influencers in general, or just people who have a lot of power and strength and influence out there to really just using your power responsibly. And like the old saying goes, with great power comes with great responsibility. So just really using your own masculine energy to really just doing that. And especially if you want to help people, if you want to help yourself or your environment, just really using your power responsibly and really just doing that in a really healthy way can really just make a lot of difference out there too, especially with your own divine masculine energies too, especially when you're taking action. So just really doing that for yourself, and especially for those who are watching this podcast too, just to really, using your power responsibly. And also too, with the last message, when it comes to with that, and which is all about the void. So just really taking some time for yourself to recharge your batteries, to rest, practice some self-care in every kind of category too, especially for your nervous system. Because with our nervous system, it's good to really just not be so hard on ourselves with the previous message here, and to really just using our power responsibly when it comes to with our own nervous system, but also to really just taking some time for ourselves to recharge, to rest, and to pause too, if you need to do that energetically, mentally, physically, spiritually, etc. Just really doing that in your own way too. And however it really just feels right to you in your own wellness routine or anything like that, just really taking the time for yourself to really just recharge your batteries and to really just doing any kind of self-care activities that can help you to really just to really just recharge your batteries basically, in the metaphorically kind of speaking too. So whether that could be just like playing your favorite video game, like whatever that may be, or just really reading your favorite book, resting, you get some sleep, practice intimacy with yourself or with your partner, or with anything too that can help you to really just recharge your batteries, or to help you to feel recharged, or if you're feeling rested, and really just taking some moments for yourself to really just pause and to recharge, and just really doing that in your own way as an individual, whether you're a man, woman, if you're black or white, straight or gay, etc. So I just really want to share that with you guys too, for those who are watching this podcast, and especially for those who are watching this podcast. I appreciate you too for who you are as a people, as a person, all that good stuff too. So I just really want to share that too, and especially I really want to let me see if I could um, do this here too. There we go. I was trying to put this down, but I just really want to share something with you guys too. If you guys are open to just really supporting me as an entrepreneur, as a life coach, and all that too, because I realize that I have a lot of stuff that I can share too that's really valuable, that's affordable, and especially when it comes to if you're interested in learning about certain wellness modalities too when it comes to with that. So I'm not sure if you could see the Blissful Heroes Community website. I really made some improvements on there too when it comes to with that. So as you guys could see too, I've really put in some interesting stuff when it comes to with that. If you ever want to join the Blissful Heroes Community website, you can join it absolutely for free. You don't really have to just like pay for anything too, unless you're seeking help about certain things too when it comes to certain wellness activities and practices and that I've certified into. So like for example, let's say if you just want to just like you know join a community, it's like you can really just join for free. Or to say for example, if you want to just learn more about like when it comes to with like if you're curious about like CBT, or if you're curious about intimacy in relationships, or essential oils, molecular hydrogen, mindfulness, if you want like your own oracle or tarot reading, I just like spend an hour with you just answering questions that you're curious about when it comes to certain desires. Learn more about Reiki, self-care, shamanism, shamanic healing, somatic healing, and even just understanding your own energetic body too. That's like things I'm certified into if you guys like need help with that kind of area too, whether you want to do that online or if you're local in my area too in person, you're more than welcome to reach out to me too. And especially if you don't feel comfortable doing that as well, I got like videos as well that you can really just check out too when it comes to with that. So like whether you want to just listen to a meditation or just watching certain things too, that's really cool as well. And even I have like also too when it comes to with subscriptions, it's really affordable. Just like wherever that floats your boat financially when it comes to with that. If you want to learn more about like CBT, essential oils, and all that as well, I'll work with you when it comes to with your budget and your time, and I'll just be there for you too, and really just hold space for you on that as well. And plus too, not only with that, and I also have like a sale going on too, not only on my website, but also on my Patreon too. So if you guys ever want to just explore that on the online kind of platforms too, if you don't want to meet me in person, locally too, that's totally fine. And especially with that too, when it comes to with that and with the Blissful Heroes community website, you can really just join certain groups. You could create support groups as well if you're a content creator, if you're a life coach, and all the other cool things too. So I just really want to create a space and a place for people to really just support themselves, to learn certain things about certain wellness activities and modalities too. When it comes to with that, I've created all this with all the time and money and energy put spent on this, platform too, getting it registered as an LLC and all that. And two, if you even just want to just like read a blog about certain things too, or even create one yourself, that's totally fine. I have like a cool AI feature that can really just help with that as well. So that's really cool if you ever want to just read about certain things. These are the examples too when it comes to with that. I've just really created with AI, just typing in my ideas about it when it comes to certain topics, like with essential oils, conscious kink, tantra, you name it too, and mindfulness too. So if you guys ever want to explore that, and you always too like share these blogs with your friends on social media too, if you guys want to get them to read this as well. And that's totally cool too, wherever that floats your boat. And when it comes to with that, if you want to just learn more about like with essential oils too, when it comes to with these wonderful plant tools, you can really just use in so many ways when it comes to with that. Or if you want to just learn more about molecular hydrogen as well, when it comes to with hydration and wellness, which is totally cool too. And so wherever that floats your boat when it comes to with certain wellness activities and modalities too. If you want to learn more about that with me and just really seeking help with that, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always on social media. You can email me, text me on the phone, wherever that you guys can really just get a hold of me too when it comes to with that. Just feel free to just really, reach out to me too if you ever need help with that as well. So I just really want to share that with you guys too when it comes to with that. And of course, as well, I appreciate you guys for being who you are as a person, as an individual, and all that good stuff too. So when it comes to with that, I just really want to share that with you guys too. I thank you guys for being here too. I know I'm trying to keep this under an hour, so I know with these podcasts don't go as long as I usually do, just because I know and understand that you guys are busy, need to make money, and to support yourself and support each other. And I totally get that too, because I'm trying to do the same way as well. But when it comes to with what I'm just offered for you guys too, when it comes to with that, I just really want to put that out there too when it comes to with that. So, hopefully when it comes to with the stuff that I've provided for you guys too, when it comes to with the Blissful Heroes community platform and everything else. And also too, before I wrap this up, with the Blissful Heroes community platform, and especially if you want to book like a session or anything like that, it's like I created like a coupon, so like it's all month, like a holiday deals, I should say too. Not only on the Blissful Heroes community platform, but also on Patreon. It's a 50% off. So whatever you purchase when it comes to with that with certain sessions or content too on my Patreon page. It's 50% off all month of December. So it's pretty cool, really affordable, and especially if you're interested in learning certain things or you want to just watch exclusive content as well. Wherever that floats your boat when it comes to with that. So I just really want to address that with you guys too. And so with that being said, that's pretty much I wanted to share with you guys too. So excuse me for burping, but I thank you guys for watching this podcast, especially throughout the day too. If you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening when it comes to with that. And I really do appreciate you guys for who you are as a person. And I'm not trying to be like corny or anything like that too, or trying to be like a kiss ass, or anything like that. But I'll just get on with it too when it comes to with what I'm about to say. So
Get over that.
So when it comes to with that, I just really appreciate your guys' support, your appreciation, and everything else in general too. Who you are as a person, whether you're in America, South America, if you're in certain parts of Europe, Middle East, certain parts of Asia too, wherever you are in the world, and even Africa as well. I appreciate you for who you are as a person. And especially if we can, especially as people who like to support each other in a really powerful way as a community, to where we can really just learn something from each other, support each other financially, energetically, all those sorts of things, and even spiritually too. So I just really want to address that for those who are watching this podcast. And I will be going live again on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, I'm going to probably be talking about the benefits of molecular hydrogen and how it can really just, liberate your nervous system too. So I'm really going to be talking about the nervous system throughout the week too, when it comes to with that. And especially on Wednesday, when it comes to with molecular hydrogen and essential oils too, I'm going to do some research about it, do some studying and all that too. And probably like on Saturday, I might talk about relationships and how it can really just liberate your nervous system as well. And on Sunday, I'm going to be talking about, how you can really just liberate your nervous system energetically too with certain Reiki practices and all that. So, and might, on Sunday, invite a really, really awesome guest of mine too, who's like a co-host. And you probably see her on my channels before too. So that's pretty much it when it comes to with that. For those who are watching this podcast and for those who are watching the replay, I appreciate you. I thank you guys for watching, especially if you're watching this in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening, wherever you guys are watching this too. So I appreciate your time and energy, support financially, energetically, spiritually too. I really do mean that too. Just by just saying this live. And for those who are watching the replay too, for those who've been following me on social media for quite some time, because even though I don't talk much and be live on social media, I'm really doing the work behind the scenes, just supporting you guys and really just doing that in a really powerful way, because I know we're all so busy just doing what we need to do and trying to survive. But if we can really just take the time for ourselves to support each other in however we can, financially, spiritually, energetically, mentally, physically, and all that, then that's beautiful itself, because that can really just make a lot of things whole lot healthier and better for everyone and everything that's connected to this beautiful planet called Earth. So I just really want to address that. And yeah, I'm going to play a really powerful inspirational quote from the late Bernie Mac. So when it comes to with that, and especially when it comes to for your own nervous system, just really taking this message to heart if it really resonates with you and anything like that. So here we go.
People don't like how you be yourself. Fuck them. Fuck them up against the wall. Wear handcuffs on and crazy through on their lips. That's all you do.
That's all you do. And if like people really overstimulate your nervous system to where it really just feels kind of like unhealthy and really just feels like too much, just really doing your best to kick them out, like this.
Get the fuck out of here.
So it's like, hey, if people are giving me any kind of crap for any kind of reason, just kick them out too, especially how you can really just liberate your own nervous system, not just like physically. I'm not trying to promote any kind of violence towards people, but just like energy and metaphorically, if people are giving you any kind of shit for any kind of way, and especially if you're really just doing your best to really just being a healthy person, just kick them out like this.
Get the fuck out of here!
So, and always do your best to make a promise to yourself for your nervous system, kind of like how this guy does.
And that is a promise.
So I really want to address that too. And also too, if you guys love this podcast, if you guys love what I share too, just feel free to
Smash
the like button. I really do appreciate that, especially your guys' support and however you guys want to do that too. So again, I thank you guys for watching this podcast, and especially for those who are just really, support me too. And for those who don't like me too, and if you guys don't talk shit, it's like, I'll just say this.
Shut up, bitch!
And again,
shut up, bitch!
or I probably say something like this too, So hold up.
Shut your bitch ass up!
So because when it comes to me as a content creator, I am a grounded person, but I will
throw down.
Yep, if I have to, not just physically, but like spiritually too. I'll just like protect myself however I can too. And I'm a believer of that, protecting yourself, as an individual, whether you're a man or a woman. So it's like, you're gonna fuck around, you're gonna find out, kind of like this.
You don't fucked up, right?
So, but anywho, but again, I probably said this before and I'll probably say this again too. So I thank you guys for watching this podcast. I will be back live on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So if you guys ever want to tune in to really just learn about how you can really just liberate your nervous system with molecular hydrogen water, or just like other tools and activities that can help you to really just do that. So again, when it comes to with that, I thank you guys for watching and to really just supporting me on this wellness journey too. And how I can really just support you on your wellness journey too, when it comes to with that as an individual, as a life coach, and even just like in general too. I just really want to be there for you guys too, if you're open to that. If you're not, that's totally cool. I respect your decisions, and I'll just let you be you. So that's cool. But if you guys are open to just letting me to just help you out in a really certain way, just holding space for you as a life coach, to where you can really just learn certain activities and modalities too that can help you to liberate your nervous system and to really help you to really just become your best self, then feel free to reach out to me too. So if you guys feel that way too, that's totally fine. And for those who are salty against me for any kind of way too, just stay mad with your tears too, cry in your facility or something like that.
You mad, bro?
So I just really want to address that. But anyways, with all jokes aside too, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. You guys take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, take care of your environment especially, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. So peace. Oh wait, am I doing that right? Oh my gosh. Anyways, so peace and many blessings.